always amazes me. I go, no, I used to work behind the bar in the Bears Pub. Remember the old Bears Pub? And that was our stomping ground. We had the Bears Pub, Sadie's, Paco's, and the Lisbon. And we just do this circuit, we're happy as Larry, that was it. We never went anywhere else. We weren't interested in Manchester or going to London, and that was it, we were quite happy. And then the old Masquerade, which was off, the original one was off Dale Street, Hockenall Alley. I mean, it was good, and then of course there were the docks, you know, we had like, I remember like American ships would pull in, and every gay man in Liverpool would get ready at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The curling songs, covering your spots with high and heel, trying to look glamorous. It was fabulous. I mean, absolutely. Swanning in the Bears Pub with 10 Yanks like Elsie Tanner. You know what I mean? It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was a great gay scene in Liverpool. And I tell you what, I never got used to. When I moved to London, there was very much a segregation between the men and the women. Now, there was none of that in Liverpool. You know, we had loads of gay girls who we knew. Same with the fellas. We got to Liverpool, there was to London, sorry. There was a real obvious divide, which we could never quite. I didn't understand this because you know it wasn't like that in Liverpool. But it's not like that now, I don't think.
So that wasn't one of the reasons that you moved. Because I spoke to lots of people who moved away from Liverpool so that they could be gay. You didn't feel like you had to go down.
No, I was gay as a coos. No, it never stopped me. No, not at all.
But I think obviously because of Catholicism and religion in this city, a lot of people felt very restricted.
Well, you see, for me, I'm probably one of the few Catholics who've got an anti-Catholic guilt. See, I'll still go in and light a candle for old time's sake and stuff like that. But it never bothered me, you know, never. Not the nonsense of hearing them preaching on one ear, not the other. You know, like never affected me. I didn't concern me. Half of it I didn't believe anyway. You know, but at the other time I quite liked it as well. You know, and even now I sort of look for something spiritual. If I think if I had to do something religious, I'd be a Quaker. Yeah, I really like Sheila Hancock, who's a mate of mine. You know, she's a Quaker, and they're not judgmental. They're so understanding. And it's so nice a Quaker meeting, you know, you just sit there and you've got something off on your chest, you get it off. So it'd be either paganism for me or Quaker.
I think there's a really good book by Patrick Gale. Have you ever read any Patrick Gale?
No.
He's a gay author.
And is that about Quakers?
About the Quakers.
Yeah.
And he said, when he came to Tokyo a couple of years ago, he said if there was any religion for him, he would be
same as me. I'd be a Quaker. I really would be a Quaker. Yeah. You know, they're a nice bunch of people. Yeah. And I've yet to meet a Quaker where I've gone. You know, I mean, they're always nice. Yeah. They're always easy to get on with. And again, they're not blinkered. You know, they're sensible people.
So you found... So you found growing up gay in Liverpool
fabulous. I'm sorry, you know, I'd like to say it was dreadful, and we were all under. Where we are, we were staggering up bloody church, scarce on up here into a fancy dress on our way to Sadie's, singing at the top of our lungs. Don't forget we were tough, so if anybody starts, shut up, smack. So there was none of that. I had a ball, you know. I've got no sort of recollections of any homophobic behaviour. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We had a ball.
And now the city's got Homotopia, this festival.
About time as well.
Do you think they're important things?
God, not many. You know, I think, yeah, visibility is highly important. And to get out there. I mean, I always had no truck with anybody. Please, I'd start even at the tender age of 17. You know, I'd always kick off and say, no, I'm sorry. This is how my life's going to be, and this is how I'm going to live it. Saying that, I had a daughter at 17. There's the grandkids over there. So, you know, I was had my finger in a few pies, to coin a phrase, at that age. But no, for me, I mean, me and my mate, Alan, who I'm still pally with, this is 35 years down the line. When we talk about Liverpool when we were teenagers, it's with great affection. The ball we had, the absolute ball we had.
So do you still feel that it's, I mean, obviously you live in Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it down there, you know.
So do I. Do you still think that is it part of your identity?
Oh, God, snap me in half, and it's so Tranmere. Seriously, born and bred, you know, and you don't shake that off. And you learn so much as well, it's like your code for life, really, you know, from your parents. There's a very working class background. Very matriarchal, all the men were at work, you know, so there were lots of women about. And they were all good, honest, decent people. you know, and stuff like that. I had a work ethic, which I've still got, you know, and stuff like, I didn't steal or anything like that, and just decent people. So for that, I'm eternally grateful. You know, I'm blessed. I had a very loving childhood. I had no hassle. I had lovely relatives, lovely neighbours. Went from that to the Bears Paw and Sadies. Had a ball. Had an absolute, but I've nothing but affection for it all. I've got no bitter memories. And I do get annoyed with a lot of gay men and women go, I say, oh, get over it, you know, move on, come on, bury all that crap. That was all in the past. We've changed now. I know, you know, it might have affected you at the time, but it's a big world now. It's 2011. I still think there's a lot of homophobic attitudes about. In fact, there's a hell of a lot. And there's still a lot of work to be done.
But I mean, Homotopia's been doing some of that because I'm sure you've heard of Michael Horse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I met now, who was the lad who was badly beaten up?
Jamie Parks.
Yeah, I met him, Jamie Parks, because I did a message for him on the Tea Time show.
Right.
I wasn't supposed to, because you're not supposed to say anything political. You know, and I did this message, and there was a do at number 10. This is long before Cameron, and he was there looking fabulous, you know, and it was just nice to see the lad.
Yeah.
And again, what was really impressed me about him, no hard feelings. You know, that it hadn't affected him. He wasn't bitter, he wasn't scared to go out. He just learned something from it and was prepared to move on.
Yeah.
And as somebody so young, I thought, he's an amazing lad, this kid. After that.
Well, he's part of the police, and we've done quite a lot. They've been very supportive in those police.
Yeah.
They've been doing education stuff, going into school, trying to teach the kids about all people. And making comparisons. You can't be racist.
Exactly. You can't say this, you can't say that. I don't like the word faggot, you see. And queer. I hate those words. I said, look, we fought not to be called these names, and you're using them now. You know, please don't. I find them really offensive. You know, someone said, oh, come on, a couple of faggots. I said, oh, you might be a faggot. I'm not. I'm a gay man. There's a difference. You know, I'm sorry. I ain't no bloody faggot or queer. Odd. But I do. I hate those terms. I find them really offensive. Especially when we were teenagers, we fought so strongly not to be called these names. And I can understand where they're coming from. You know, we'll use them before you can. No, it's not in my vocabulary. It's not. And my friends as well. We're very anti all that.
Did you ever think that you were growing up in Shanghai and here you are today?
No. A museum piece.
How does it feel?
Very peculiar. Really. The last frock exhibition I went to was Marlene Dietrich's in Berlin, when they had all their frocks in glass cases. And last time I was here was to see the moon rock with my mother. That's how long ago it was. You know, you come in and you see all this and I think, it's very strange. Honestly, it's hard to explain. You know, it really is.
There's all those works of pre-Raphaelites.
I know, and then there's Lily with an ironing board in the middle of it. You know what I mean? It's amazing, isn't it? An old tart like that, there she is. And again, I always, when I do stuff for Stonewall, I always say, I know it's hard to come out, try and be true to yourself. It's easy for someone who who's in a middle class family, who's protected, to come out on a sink estate in Hull, Kirby. It's so hard. It's so hard. But try, you know what I mean, really try. And that's how I always live my life, and there she is up there, you know, openly gay man, doing tea time telly as blankety blank, you know, dressed as a hard-bitten hawker, which is what she was, with 2 illegitimate kids, chain smoking, takes drugs, all that. And it was on tea time, it's very subversive for me to be doing stuff like that. It always amazed me, because everybody knew. You know, they knew Lily wasn't. They knew it was a gay man doing it, you know, and it was, and got away. And that for me broke loads of barriers. That's what Lily did. She broke loads of barriers from the big breakfast onwards.
And yet you killed her off. I'm interested because David Boyle was also taken
I know,
on. And David had his alter ego as the Divine David.
Yeah, that's right.
He had to kill Divine David off because he felt he was being taken over.
Well, no, that was never, because Lily was in a bin liner in the garage, you know, I was able to go, it's taken off, and I never had any identity crisis. I got fed up of wearing makeup, and the high heels, and constantly not being able to go for a wee, because I was always strapped up and all this malarkey. And And I thought, I've done it for 25 years, you know, I want to change. And I had skin like corned beef, you know, from shaving, putting the slap on.
Yeah.
So I thought, I need a break, and I want to do other stuff. And then that's why we started the Tea Time show and all that. And again, the stuff I used to get away with on that. But the audience all knew the score, they all knew. You know, and I remember doing it with somebody saying, how can you have grandkids when you're gay? I said, sorry, don't pigeonhole us. And for years the press have never been able to pigeonhole me. You know, they could never quite work it out where to put me. You know, because there's so many different aspects to it. It was Lily, myself, and then you know, a daughter. They couldn't work out. And I said, it's a big world out there. You know, we do lots of different things. We're like squids. We've got many tentacles, and we're great survivors. That's the thing.
Everyone likes boxes. They like to be able to put them in a box.
And then they're happy then, you see. If you're in a box, they're happy. They know where they stand.
I was going to ask you what you're going to do next, because, you know, actor, presenter,
I'll tell you what I'm doing next. I'm doing a show in Battersea Dog Zone. That's what's come to now. I'm in the dog zone because I love animals so much. And I said to ITV, I don't want to do another chat show. I've had enough. I said I want to do something possibly with animals. So we're doing this thing about Battersea Dog Zone, just right up my streets. Of course, I'll be coming home every night with the dog under my coat.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been, because I've been.
Oh, I want to be on the board. Breaks me heart, honestly. And they're my Achilles heels. Animals and kids.
But you've got a farm.
I've got a farm,
so you can take a load of...
No, I can't have any more. I've got 3 dogs and sheep, and people bang on the door with 6 kittens. Will you take these? And like a fool I do. Would you like an owl? He was in a wardrobe in Birmingham. I said, go on, I'll have it. You know, and of course she can't hunt, she's no idea.
So this is going to be like your own animal rescue centre?
No, I can't afford it. The vet bills are outrageous. You know, and then the DEFRA come along and say your cow's got to have a TB injection. So my little, what I've got suits me. I dare say there'll be a few more slung in, you know, along the way. But that's what I want to do now. I want to do something about animals. And I'll tell you what else I'm doing for the BBC, a programme about the working classes. The picnic is because it was common, you know, a working class. We get that ball over, it's common. But yeah, but this is it, so you must be common. Yeah. I mean, would you ever hear a Scouse accent on the telly? You don't, do you? Or on radio. I think that's it, flapping the flag. Geordie, thousands of them. Welsh, but never a Scouse accent. Not a true one, anyway.
And maybe people think that the Scouse accent is slightly threatening. Geordies they're funny, and it's that sing-song.
Yeah, and Scouse is slightly... It's very strange, because I was for Davis Morgan, who I was working with. She's from Liverpool, but she went to drama school and she's got the posh voice. But she said exactly the same thing. It's slightly threatening. Are we going out? Do you know what I mean? Where'd you get that? I mean, it's an accusation. You know, all that. And so it is a bit, which suits me fine, because
Get in first.
Get in first. You know, knocks people off balance a little bit. What's your problem? You know, all of a sudden sounds like a Jimmy Cagney threat, doesn't it? Which suits me down to the ground.
So when's that going to be?
Next year. Yeah, that's it. I'm looking forward to that. So I get to go around, you know, the country and look at hovels, back entries, outside toilets. But I'd sooner that. You know, it's more interesting. And the animal show. And Panto. And that's, I think that. Oh, and this play with Sheila. Actually, I've got a lot on, haven't I?
How are you now?
All right, smashing. I have heart attacks like colds, so I go in on the Friday, I'm out on the Monday. And I do a lot of talking about them. You know, I go and speak to people who've had bad heart attacks and strokes, and I say, for me, you know, I died in the ambulance for 30 seconds. You know, I remember, and they said to me, manager, look, he's gone. And then they put those awful paddle things on me, and I came back. And I said, it's mind over matter, you know. You don't have to sit there drinking bloody soya milk. You know, just forget about it, live sensibly, and go out and enjoy yourself.
Well, I think you're responsible, aren't you, for his first one? Bev used to be the development director of Stonewall, and it was that first Stonewall ball.
It was after that, at the Grosvenor House. I went home and I said, do you know, I feel a bit sick. I said, I'm going to vomit. Next thing, I'm blue lit in an ambulance to St Thomas's.
I know that you've got to move on now, so thanks ever so much for taking the time.
No, thank you. No, good luck, yeah.